So, Luke, we have you in every week because you come with thoughts around a verse. So what are we talking about today?
Hey, we're talking about a whole bunch of verses.
Oh, good.
This time of year, I think, is incredible as we think about the Christmas story. And one of the main reasons that Luke Weston believes in Jesus is because it holds up intellectually and historically. You know, the person of Christ literally walked the planet. And then he really did die on a cross. And then he actually did rise from the dead. And more than even that, you go back hundreds and hundreds of years and there are prophecies, we call that messianic prophecies, of the person of Christ, the Messiah coming. And some of them are incredible, and some of them we kind of roll them out at Christmas time, so they feel Christmassy, but really they're just something that was pointing forward to Messiah. So I wanted to go through a few of these, because this blows my mind when you really think about it. So Isaiah chapter 7, verse 14 says, "Therefore the Lord himself will give you a sign. Behold, the virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and they shall call his name Emmanuel," which means God with us, all right? So that was written, they reckon, 735 BC.
Amazing.
So 735 years before Jesus, they're saying a virgin will bear a son and they shall call his name Emmanuel.
Incredible.
It's like,
Yeah.
wow, not a coincidence, is it? Isaiah 9, 6-7 says, "For to us a child is born, to us a son is given, and his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace." Again, 735 years before the birth of Christ. If you look in the book of Micah, Micah 5, verse 2, it says, "But you, Bethlehem, though you are small among the clans of Judah, out of you will come for me one who will be ruler over Israel, whose origins are from of old, from ancient times." Now that was written about 710 years before Christ. From the book of Micah. And this one, and I'll finish with this from Jeremiah 23, 5-6, "I will raise up for David a righteous branch, a king who will reign wisely." That was written about 626 years before the birth of Christ. And of course we know, and that's how the book of Matthew starts, with this sort of lineage of the line of David, right, to prove that that messianic prophecy is actually fulfilled in the person of Jesus. It's like if you're listening to Sanctuary and you're not a Christian, and this is interesting for me, just a little diversion for a second. I had dinner with a group of people from secular radio last week, and they said, I said, "Are you having a Christmas party?" And this person said, "Oh no, the boss doesn't allow us to call it a Christmas party because of that nonsense story." And I was like, "Oh, like what story are you referring to?" And I really hadn't clued on to what he meant. He goes, that nonsense about sort of Jesus and Christmas, being linked. And it's like, and I'm like, wow, like, so the guy who I was with actually is a friend. He knows I'm a Christian. And then I thought, well, actually, you've just invited me in, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
totally.
So we started talking about
Yeah.
this. It's like, you can call it a lot of things, but don't believe that it's nonsense.
Yeah.
And I would challenge you, if you're not a Christian, if you're listening to this maybe just by accident, investigate this for yourself. Like, this actually holds up. The brightest, most incredible minds of the last 2 millennium have looked into this, have made it the foundation of their life. And it's only sort of in the last 5 minutes that we've started to think of it as being nonsense. And that's not because we're cleverer. That's because we're just more ignorant than we've ever been before.
Well, yeah, and Satan is the father of lies, and they're just being fed, and people are just kind of thinking that, because the same sort of situation has happened at a local primary school that I know of. They're like, "No, we're not having any of those Christian Christmas carols. We're not having any of that ridiculousness."
Yeah.
Like, wow, this has changed.
And for me, I tell you, one of my takeaways from that, Luke, is it's really nice to know that we have a seat at the table in the industry, that you are there among those other people. As you said, you're invited in, and I think that is priceless,
Yeah, well, I think people are hungry for it. They want to have the conversation, and then I think they're surprised when they realise that it actually holds up. We tend to put Jesus now in society in the same camp as Santa Claus and the Tooth Fairy and the Easter Bunny. But those things are very different, right? So that's kind of a bit of a challenge as well. How are you communicating your faith? And you've actually got an invitation to talk about it during Christmas,
Yeah.
because that's what it's all about. Something I have said recently to people as well is, even from a historical perspective, from an ancestral perspective, it's like, well, this has been the religion of our forebears for thousands of years, right? And not just Anglo societies, but in all societies, right? You know, and those people accepted the merits of Christianity based on its merits. It's so condescending to suggest that ancient people accepted Jesus for any other reason that Jesus was Lord and it made sense to them. Of course they were. As intelligent people, educated people just like us, they made those decisions. And it's like we let go of all of that to the detriment and to the peril of our own society. And it's like, actually, it really holds up. It's worthy of investigation.
Yeah,
That was so good. Thanks, brother.
I agree.